So, welcome to the podcast and vlog Happy Naked. So, this is Dee, the founder of Dee Health and Fitness and author of the book Happy Naked. I'm a personal trainer, energy worker, healer, and also have a degree in computers. My mission is sharing the naked truth through taboo conversations that will allow you to elevate your sex life, relationships, intimacy, health, and fitness. So please follow me on Instagram and Facebook, anywhere you find me, please follow me. And because there's so many good things that I have been sharing in the past and also amazing things coming in the near future. So today I have an amazing individual who is also part of my life and a big influencer on a lot of things that we're going to talk about today. Her name is Leslie Vivian, and she is very spiritual being, and she's also a healer, and I think different modalities, right? And she has studied EMF for a number of years. She's also grandmother of two wonderful kids, and she's a speaker. She's an author, so she actually wrote the Little Black Book in Calgary, correct?
Yeah. Events and Attractions for Calgary, back a number of years ago, but it was quite popular.
Yeah, that's awesome. And there is an interesting unpublished book that she's working on, and I think probably this can help her to get that book out, which is Living with ADHD Husband, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
No, the
charming. The
yes.
charming, sorry. Yes.
I don't want to conflict with the movie.
Yeah, totally. And as a result of that, she's very passionate and about helping women that live with husbands with ADHD. And that's one of her very near future projects, to start working with women to support them and on this type of relationship that I don't think everybody is aware of. And but today we're not going to talk about ADHD, which we could. In the future, we should. And but today we're going to talk about EMF, and it is something that it is definitely very taboo. It is being censored in many platforms, and when we say very specific words that we might not want to say today because we want the message to get out. Yes. Right? Because all it matters is not the words, it's that you understand what is happening and how EMF it's affecting our health, because we're all energetic beings. We have energy running through our body, and but we also need to understand how the energy around that, the frequency, the vibrations around us, it affect us in a positive or a negative way. Yeah. Right? That's what it's all about. Yeah, so totally. Let's start and talk about EMF. Let's start with this. How your interest to EMF or studying EMF started?
Well, it started actually probably about 10 years ago when I was in Toronto. And I was at a health show, and this fellow was selling patches down there for your computers, your cell phones, and everything else. And I asked him quite a variety of questions, and I did end up buying a number of patches from him at that point. But of course, over the years, you change cell phones, you change computers, printers, the whole 9 yards. So I was on the search for somebody else as well, because electromagnetic frequency is, well, it's just everywhere. There's no other way to describe it. And it affects our lives, it affects our health, it affects all our day-to-day activities, because no matter where you go in your home, you have electricity. Yeah. And actually magnetism, which is on the forefront of coming in, was banned. You can't be taught magnetism in school or anywhere. And magnetism will be the future that will replace electricity over the coming years.
Is that the Tesla technology?
Yes, it is. That's Tesla's technology. Okay. And it is now happening in the States, maybe bits and pieces elsewhere, but primarily in the States for now.
But we're not talking about the cars,
no.
By the way.
No cars, not yet.
Yeah, no, we're talking about the inventor, right?
Yes.
Yes, just to be clear.
Yes,
Let's make this big separation of what we're talking about. Yeah. Okay, no, that's very interesting. So what are your findings? How do you think people should equip themselves? Not only knowledge, we can find it anywhere. However, lately it's been compromised in some ways.
Yes.
But the point is, do you think is the information that people need to have in order to start making decisions now?
Okay, when you come into your home, in fact, we both have sheets on this. Let me just see if I can find it. It's just a little sheet that can be emailed to you. But what we did one day is we sat down and we listed all the different electrical pieces that you have in your home. And people don't think when they look in their house, you know, they have electrical switches, you have a panel box somewhere in your home or your apartment. You have a fridge, a stove, a cell phone, an iPad or an Asus pad or something along that line, a computer, a printer. You have all your electrical devices that operate, all of which is on electricity. So, I mean, you know, this is about 50 different things, and one of your biggest ones is your router, because it spreads throughout your entire home with EMF radiation. So it's not something people are overly aware of, because it's sort of like, it's like a wall goes down almost in front of them. It's non-existent in most people's minds, and it should be forefront and center because of the damage that it does. Electricity is very damaging to our system. It's the actual cause of cancer.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
So here's what I'm finding when I talk to people. The understanding on EMF, it's only related to internet, like how we're receiving this like type of connection on our devices. People understand that as Wi-Fi, and that's it. I don't think people understand that it's also Bluetooth, for example. It's electricity that wherever all our devices is connected to. So which is and I think just that part, it is very interesting for people to understand that it's not just our devices connected to the internet or anything like that. It is more than that.
Right? Oh yeah, anything that gives off an electrical impulse is electricity. And Bluetooth is one of the worst because you have a tendency to wear something in your ear. So you're being connected right away. And in fact, people are coming down with brain cancer because of that kind of stuff. You know, when I'm in my car, in fact, if you go down the Deerfoot, you will see about every mile now, there is a tower that has sprung up. In fact, they're like mushrooms all over the city now. I've never seen so many towers. And when you're sitting with your cell phone on your lap or in your pocket or wherever you keep it in your purse beside you, what a lot of people don't understand is every cell tower you hit, it gives a surge to your cell phone. So that surge is amplified because you're connecting from one tower to the next tower. And then the surge really, really escalates. And so you don't want to keep it, especially men, in your front pocket. If you favor your crown jewels, I would suggest you keep your cell phone elsewhere.
Because the thing about what you just said is, and I want to expand a little bit on that, is that your cell phone is constantly looking for a signal because your Wi-Fi option, and you can literally, and I'm gonna give my cell phone as an example. You like I go here to the top and you have the Wi-Fi little button, and right now it's off because I was outside, but when it's on, right, when you will see it blue, it is constantly looking for a signal, because the job of that little option, it is to keep your phone with a connection. So that is what's actually happening in a very simple way, right, to explain. So when you go out, just basically whether put it on airplane mode, okay, because at the end of the day, you shouldn't be driving and texting or talking or anything like that. Just put it on airplane mode, and if you need to connect somewhere else, then you just put your internet connection back on, and then we'll talk about other solutions as well, right? So we're gonna talk about the patches and all that.
Now, in conjunction with this, and I'm hoping everybody can see this, is those are towers at the top, and what they're doing is they go to people, and towers have quite a radius of space that they can reach into. So you can also see where that's one big tower and it's going right into a house and into people directly. So I hope that gives you a little bit of understanding as to the fact that it's invisible, but it's deadly.
Yes. And I will be sharing all that information with you guys through a PDF or something that you can access to that for sure.
Now, these are just some pictures of various cell towers that they make them look like trees. They're all over the place. And they're, again, these are popping up like mushrooms as well. You just can't tell. And they're doing them even better because this picture is probably about 4 years old.
Wow.
So the ones that they're coming up with now, you wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah. And that's also killing the trees, by the way.
Oh, trees, animals, birds, you name it. So this one is a little box that you can see. These are going to be springing up on your street.
Wow.
What they're going to do is every lamppost, every stop sign, everywhere they can put a little box, and it's going to be a lot smaller than that. They're going to be about the size of this.
Wow.
Actually.
So people won't even realize.
No, you're going to be totally unaware of it. It's just, and because you're going to drive right by it.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to happen. So, and then this is the Rogers Stadium in Toronto with that little white box there that sits on top of their stadium. Wow. So that people are just being radiated right then and there.
Wow. That's all getting to your crown chakra.
Oh, yes.
On the Rogers Stadium.
Yep.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, no, that's really, really interesting. And I hope everyone that is watching this is not about making you like feel scared or fearful. It is about becoming aware. Yeah. And then we're going to talk about solutions. What are the things that you can do about it? Other than speak up and, you know, do something in your own area where you demand that there is testing for this kind of technology.
There is no testing.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, we need to speak up and ask or demand that there should be testing, because I don't think anybody really understands the energy that runs through our own body and how everything impacts us. What do you think? Let's say if anybody might be asking themselves, how do I know that EMF or this kind of frequency is affecting me, right?
Oh,
so what are the symptoms?
We'll go back to World War II for a second, when they started developing this technology.
Wow.
And the fellow who developed it was aghast at what it was doing to people. It was causing radiation sickness with them. Now, we have it so spread out that we don't really realize the symptoms of it particularly.
What do you mean, like with the technology? So it was tested on the second?
No, it wasn't tested on people. Actually, it was used as a weapons device. And it was killing people.
Yeah.
So that's how it originally started off with. It was just an accident in the making, basically. They had been devising and looking for something that would work. And the EMF...
It's invisible.
Yes, totally invisible.
It's
invisible. Can't feel. If you feel energy, you can then feel it. But very few people have that gift. In fact, I've only ever met one who can feel it.
Yeah.
And so that was interesting. So this is, you wanting to know what your cell phone does to your brain. Yeah. So in the top pictures, you can see before your cell phone and then after just 15 minutes.
Right here. And then after 15 minutes of having your phone
on your ear.
Right here. This is exactly what happens.
And then down below, we have children as well with how it affects their brain, because the smaller the child, the more it impacts the brain.
Wow.
So, you know, I'm in tears some days when I go out shopping and I see these parents with their kids playing with the cell phones, playing games or an iPad or an Asus or some other device in their stroller, you know, right smack bang here in front of them. And I'm going, do you have any idea what you're doing to your child? You know, it's just...
And that's the idea. That's why we're doing this, is because we want to bring that level of awareness. You as parents need to know what you're doing to your kids, because I don't think people do it to harm their kids.
Of course
it's just lack of information, the knowledge, right? So not knowing how this it could be a good distraction for your kids. It's actually harming your kids, not only physically, because now these kids do not have enough attention span, because they're always distracted, they're always on something, right? So it is a whole psychological aspect to that as well.
Yeah, this is John McCain. This is a brain tumor that he had.
Wow.
And this is the surgery that left this on his face.
Whoa.
So not pretty.
And who's that guy?
John McCain.
Okay. Wow.
He was a senator, I believe, in the United States.
Wow.
So it was just a good picture to bring along.
Wow.
So you wanted to know what the symptoms of radio wave sickness are. So in the brain, it can cause headaches, dizziness, nauseousness, difficulty in concentrating, depression, anxiety, memory loss. Geez, I feel like that. I'm pretty protected at my place. Insomnia, fatigue, tremors, muscle spasms, tingling, altered reflexes, muscle, and joint pain. In the eyes, it can cause problems in the eyes, deteriorating vision, cataracts. In your heart, palpitations, arrhythmia, chest pressure, and low or high blood pressure. In your lungs, sinusitis, bronchitis, asthma, and pneumonia. In your skin, it can cause your skin to itch, burning sensation, facial flushing. And other things are digestive problems, abdominal pain, enlarged thyroid, and it definitely can affect your thyroid. Testicular or ovarian pain, which of course in turn can lead to cancer. Dehydration, immune abnormalities, altered sugar metabolisms, redistribution of metals within the body, and hair loss. So
wow.
these are all
And you
things.
know, as I'm listening to you, the other thing is, because I hear this a lot for the nature of what I do and the people I get to talk to, is that a lot of people have all those symptoms. They go to the doctor, they do everything and nothing gets fixed, which is a challenge with those symptoms that you just described. And then I find it that it's a silent
Killer.
Because you know, headaches, for example, we're in Calgary and people would say, oh, it's because of the Chinooks. Like we have Chinooks in Calgary, which changes, you know, the what is that called? Like what are the Chinooks does? It's oh my God. So anyway,
I give it in a minute.
I cannot believe it that we
barometric pressure.
Yes, the pressure, right? And then it causes migraine to a lot of people, for example. It changes their mood and all that kind of stuff. So if you blame that to Chinooks, for example, if you're in Calgary, but then you notice that it's constantly happening more often than what, you know, that pressure in the environment is doing to you, then that's something that you need to consider, right? Just look at it. We have, you know, we can help you with that. We also have another guy that we know here in Calgary that can go to your house and do a whole study and figure it out. What's his name? Tim? Yeah. And he goes to your house and do a whole a study around how these frequencies are affecting your house and how you can strategically put things around to protect yourself. So this topic, it's getting out there more and more for people that are starting to become more aware of it. But definitely the symptoms. I know another person also who for years, and this is, I think she started having all those symptoms and she discovered that it was her cell phone. And then she ended up moving out of the city for years. When she figured out what to do and how to manage this, then is when she came back to the city. But it took her a while. As far as I know, she was out of the city for about 5 years or more till she could figure it out, because now we have more tools as well, right? Like we have the patches, there are rings, there are different crystals and stones that, you know, people can use as well. And there are different necklaces, all these different devices that we have this day. And then we have the copper bracelets as well that I have seen. And there's so many things that that are coming out because more people are realizing how this is affecting them. Because the other thing is, you can go to the doctor and the doctor cannot find what the issue is, and this could be one. Like when it's like it's something that they do every single test and nothing come out, I would suggest you to start getting all those EMF patches, start protecting your home, protecting your workspace, you know, anything, whatever, everywhere you go and you are and you spend a lot of time, and see what happens, right? Because it's about testing and you also getting to know how things are affecting you. Right?
And your router is one of the biggest culprits in your home because it can go through walls. It's invisible. So where you have your router, you need to be very careful that it isn't beside a bedroom, for example. If you can, move it to the opposite end of the house so that it's not going to affect you when you're sleeping, because you're in bed for what, 7, 8, sometimes 9 hours a night. And you're just having that just wash over your body the entire time.
Well, show what it's doing now, which is very interesting. So when they put their modems, it can be only in that one place and the signal is not getting fully to the rest of the house. They're being I don't remember how the name of the devices are, but what it does is like it multiplies the signal and expand the signal. So now they're giving you, so they're giving you that. And I'm like, seriously? You're not really helping anybody. But
No,
anyway,
not at all.
Yeah. So you will have to put all these patches on all these different devices or
And a big help is
enhancers.
if you turn your router off at night when you go to bed. I mean, really, are you going to use it during the middle of the night?
So that's another option.
Most of us don't. I turn mine off when I go to bed. I don't need it.
Another one that oh my God, that really upset me is to see more and more people with the iWatch or smart watches, period. However, the iWatch is the one that is becoming very popular, which is not a cheap device to have, by the way. I think the last time I knew it cost like $800 Canadian. That is not something that everybody have in the pocket just to spend $800 in something. And what I'm finding with my clients, and it is a lot of joint pains. And one particular client of mine, she had the iWatch and she went to her naturopath doctor. That never crossed my mind, honestly. I don't even know how that's like, but you know, it is what it is. And she went to see her naturopath doctor. She has this joint pain, like her elbow. We have been dealing with that for years. And her doctor said, take your iWatch off. She took it off for a week. Joint pains just started to relieve. She started feeling better. And she's like, oh my God, I didn't know. And when she told me, I was like, oh my God, how come I couldn't even think about it? That's how it is. Because we're so used to those things that even me, that I have, you know, some knowledge about it, it didn't even cross my mind. I completely forgot about it. Imagine if you don't know, right? All the things that you're actually, you know, are in contact with that are harming you. There you go. So she has a patch on
the back of my watch.
Well, I have one on my ear, in my ring. And but definitely, those are things that I want you to think about. The iWatch is not a device that you want to have on contact with you all the time, 24/7. I don't care if you want to monitor your sleep, find another way. Okay, there's no freaking way you need to monitor your sleep. You already know you're not sleeping well when you wake up tired. That's a simple sign. You already know. That's it. Fix something, right? Like whatever you eat before, bedtime routine, bed, you know, like the temperature in the house, anything.
Well, how late did you eat your meal?
Exactly.
You shouldn't be eating after about 6, somewhere between 6 and 7,
so
depending on what you
the
have.
reality is you don't need to have your watch at night to monitor your sleep. You already know how your sleep is. If you have nightmares also,
what did we do all these other years?
I know. That's
We're
crazy.
so dependent on devices these days that it's ridiculous. And what it's doing to us is destroying us.
So anything else that you have to share to us today?
Well, sure.
I have books. I like that.
Books. This is
I'm going to share that.
Anna Louise Gittleman. I always want to say Gitman for some reason, but she has a book, Zapped. This is just full of really good information for things around your house. It's an eye-opening book, and I loved reading her stuff. In fact, something I was reading the other day is a lot of people travel.
That's another one.
And what happens to their luggage?
Oh, yes.
It goes into the airplane or into the compartments overhead. Did you know you can only take your luggage 8 times with you before it's radioactive?
Really?
Yeah. I do. My mouth fell to the floor the other day thinking how many times I had used my luggage over the years. Never thought anything of it.
Can we just clean it?
No.
Do something? I don't know. Wash it. I need something.
Yeah, no, that was quite amazing, as a matter of fact, when I was reading that little tidbit of information. And so another one that was very good is Dirty Electricity. This is a really good book on explaining how electricity came into being, what it has caused. Before electricity even came into being, actually, you know, farmers used kerosene and candles and other devices that lit up their home in the area, torches if we go back far enough. But as soon as electricity came into being, the incidence of cancer went like this. it was quite fascinating to understand all that and how much. I mean, yes, it's a blessing in its own disguise.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, when the magnetism comes into full being, it's going to be incredibly different.
Wow.
And this is the Non-Tinfoil Guide to EMFs. It's written by a fellow who has studied stuff for years and years. And, whether you're a conspiracy theorist or not, it doesn't make any difference. It is just packed full of really good information to read and study. So those are 3 books that I highly recommend.
Wow. I will be sharing that. I will, be putting that so people can access it, and I will get them for myself as well.
Yeah. So this is just a little picture of all the satellites in and around the world.
Space junk.
Yep.
That's what it's called.
And there's more and more going up. So
Yep.
I don't even know how we're even going to get into space out there someday if we ever travel again.
Well, I was having a conversation with my son the other day, and we're talking about space junk. And I said, well, I wonder, because eventually those things gotta fall, because they have been there for who knows how long.
Yeah.
So what is happening with all that stuff? That's pollution.
Yeah.
And getting into a whole different thing, but we're not thinking about the long-term consequences of what we're doing.
No.
Because when we're putting something out there outside of our planet, we don't even know what the consequences are. We are completely unaware of what's the impact to the universe.
Well,
as a whole, right?
These things do fall. Luckily, there's only been 2 incidences that I'm aware of. Now, there may be a lot more just not being told, but one fell into the ocean and the other fell into the desert. So thank God, because if it fallen into the middle of like New York City, I don't even know what the consequences of that would be.
So it is something that it's even outside of our comprehension, because we are not in a state of thinking farther.
No, we're here and now.
Because it is we're full of stress, full of pain, right? A lot of people thanks God, we're not just the normal stuff here and there, right? Normally, no, come on, we can reverse that. And but those are normal things. It's not about being like chronic pain. It's more about, I think, our case, and luckily we're like that. It's emotions, it's life that happens, the stress here and there, and then we kind of recalibrate. And but it's not about like chronic pain. Do not allow you to see farther than your nose. And I'm sure if any one of you that are watching this are experiencing chronic pain right now, or have been in that place before, know what I'm talking about. Stress, do not allow you to think about space junk, or or that, like,
no, even ocean junk as far as that goes.
Exactly. So it's like your brain is not there because we're too busy paying the bills, make things work, and life in general, right? Like if you have family, or you're in a relationship, or anything else, or you just don't want to see the truth. As simple as that. Right?
And a lot of people don't want to see the truth.
Exactly.
What's that old thing? See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. Hello.
Exactly. It's better to be complacent than speak up, because maybe speaking up, it takes too much energy. It's too much work. But anyway, that's for another day. Totally. That's for another day.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So what else? What else do you have to share here with us? Can we talk about the solutions?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So the first solution is look around your house. Where do you have electricity everywhere? How can you cover it up and deal with it so that you're not being affected by it? So this is where we sell EMF patches.
Yeah.
You put them on all your different devices.
Yeah.
The average home probably needs at least 20 or 30.
Oh, totally.
Without even batting an eyelash on
so
that.
This is, I have it on my phone. I have it on my computer. And as she showed earlier also, I have one behind my ring, and that's the one that it's always with me. Yes.
That's a wellness patch. That just really helps to keep your body healthy.
Yes, we need a lot of that.
Yeah. So we have different kinds of necklaces that you can wear, and each of these have different frequencies in them as well. This is one that I also wear. You want to hold that?
And I will, I have some pictures as well.
Yeah, so that's a different kind of one. Of course, I'm wearing one on my necklace. That's really good.
Yes.
Wearing one around my neck. And then, so we have the double, the blue star here. I also have a triple, but somebody just purchased that recently. And then we have a rejuvenator, and then this is pure magic. And this one is the flow of prosperity, and then the violet ray, because some people are very attracted to the different meanings behind all this. So those are just a few of the ones there.
Yeah.
And that's yours. I think
Yeah,
we're
so
wearing
that,
the same
yeah,
thing
that's
here.
the same one. So this is mine. I'm always, when I go out, let's say today I have a different necklace, it is with me in my pocket. I always carry
You
this
have
one
the
with
triple
me.
one.
Yes, I have the triple one.
Now, just so you know, if you're not used to the energies on these, sometimes they can affect you. I had that on one day, and I had a headache within
It took me a
30
little bit of
seconds.
yeah.
I just like, I felt like I don't get migraines, but I sure felt like I had
Yeah.
one. I took it off, headache went away.
Yes.
It took me 3 tries, and after that I was fine. So depending on how your body feels energy is how you're going to respond to them. But don't give up. You know, this is just knowledge, so that if you, when you get something like this, then you are okay. You just have to keep wearing it, because the energy in those can be quite strong.
Yeah, it took me about a day to get used to. And also I give it to my daughter, to one of my daughters, to try it on. And she told me right away, no, I don't want it. It's giving me headaches.
Yeah, but she just has to persevere.
Yes, of course,
then
right?
she'll be fine.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So that's a brain protection, right?
Yes, this is these are just, they're all falling apart.
Yes, they're all.
I had one that had, they come in packages of 10, 5, and 2. So depending on, somebody just needs a few extras, or you want to do your house properly. So here, and these go on your cell phone. I tell people, just put it on the back of your cell phone. I carry mine on my front only because I'm showing people all the time, which means I'd have to rip apart my case every 5 minutes. So that's not going to work, because then I'd be getting a new case every other month. But I put these on my computer, my printer, my big screen, TV if you have one. I don't have one. Microwave especially, because it gives off a lot of radiation. Your fridge, your stove, anything electrical that you use all the time. In fact, I just got a juicer the other week, so just hit me now. I haven't put one on my juicer. Yes. So when I get home, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So these just really, how they work, and you're going to have to go on sort of a trust in this situation, is our body has a frequency level to it. We're a vibrational level. Everything electrical has a lower vibrational frequency to it. So what the patches do is, as the lower vibrational frequency comes up to you, it changes the lower vibrational frequency to match your own. So basically, it just neutralizes it. So it doesn't affect you. And you know people who could feel the radiation, or the cell phone tingling their arm, for example, and now it doesn't do that. Or we had the fellow one day who came over with his little gadget, and he put it on his cell phone before we put a patch on it, and it instantly went red. We put it on mine, it just stayed green. So these do work. You know, there's no question of it. There's a lifetime warranty with the whole thing as well. And the only time you'd need a new one, obviously, is if you switch cell phones, because you can't really peel it off. It's just slight goopy stuff on the back, and so it sticks. But if you were to take it off, you'd probably end up ripping it. So always keep an extra 1 or 2. I mean, you can always get more, but at least.
No, and I have it on. The other thing that you're making me think as well, it is the blue light from the devices. We also need to protect ourselves from that. And because when we're looking at one of the symptoms in the eyes, also that radiation, which is a different kind of radiation, right? But it's still affecting our health. So those are things that we need to become aware. I put it on my lenses. When I made my most recent prescription, I told them, and it is basically, I paid like $60 extra when, if I put the blue light protection on all my devices, I will spend at least $500, at least. So it is a good, and there are some lotions now. There's I will bring somebody as well who's working on a lotion that we can put for like rejuvenate and all those things that women put on their skin, but also have EMF protection. So then when you put in
yellow glasses too. There's
the yellow glasses, yes.
Eye companies that sell them. They are expensive, but if you're bothered by headaches all the time or blurred vision, they're well worth the investment.
I told my brother about it, and he went to Walmart and he got a cheap pair,
Oh,
and
no.
but he even told me that his headache went away.
Yeah.
Even the cheap one at least worked for him.
Yeah.
And he was amazed like how that was impacting him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, dude, that's why everything I tell you, it might sound cuckoo to you, but it's, you know, there's a whole reasoning behind it.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, there's reasoning behind everything you try and tell people.
That's why we're doing this.
Not everybody wants to listen. That's for darn
No,
sure.
they're not ready. A lot of people are not ready.
No, and hopefully.
But we're doing this. We're
Yes.
doing this, and we're gonna keep speaking about it because
we just keep waking.
it's our
people up.
mission. It's our mission.
Yes. Now, this is one that you can use for electrical panel.
Yeah.
So it stops the source from really being bad at the beginning. And it just kind of helps to transform your electrical energy. And there is a reason why it's called dirty. And if you read the book on dirty electricity, you'll find out why. So anyways, that's for your electrical panel. And then we have ones for pets as well. And
because everybody gets affected by it, even pets,
even
right?
your animals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now there's two kinds here. You put both of them. So if you have a water bowl or a food bowl, or bedding that they are in all the time, but don't put in your bedding because obviously you're going to wash it and then they won't stick. So on the wall or the baseboard, somewhere around it, wherever they are. So that's why you get the 6 of them like that.
Yeah. Yeah, another thing, and as you're talking, another solution that I want you guys to think about, because we need to neutralize this frequency, this energy in our body, right? Ground yourself. That is key. Grounding mats, going out barefoot. There are a lot of earthing mats. There is a good earthing mats company in Canada that I trust.
Yep.
And I got my earthing mat from them, and for me and my partner, and I also got an earthing sheets for one of my kids. They're not cheap. That is a big investment, by the way.
It is.
And these patches that we're showing you are way more affordable, and I think it's a good starting point. And then eventually you can bring more of the earthing mats, earthing sheets, and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, this is a very good starting point to start protecting yourself and your family, right? That's key.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, the other thing you can also get, which I have under my bed, is shungite. You can pick up shungite in any of your...
What is that?
Shungite. It's it dispels the EMF frequency as well. So I have a ball the size of this under my mattress.
And where do I get that?
Well, you know the Lapidary store on 17th Avenue?
Oh, no, I have to be there then.
Okay, well that's where I got that.
Oh,
so
okay,
shungite.
I'm gonna get that then, because I can put it under all our beds.
Yep.
Right?
Yep,
Okay.
totally. So that's
on
what
my
I
list.
have, and it seems to do the trick. I sleep like a log most
Oh,
nights.
okay. That's good. No, that's good to know. Yeah.
There's all sorts of
Because
things.
the earthing sheets is a big investment.
Yes,
honestly.
they are.
I spent like almost $400 on those 3 things.
What is the material?
I don't remember.
It'll come in a second.
Yeah.
There is some material you can buy on Amazon.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that as well.
And you can make like a little cover for your router. You can make a cover for your cell phone. And I'm sorry, I've just gone
I know
blank
you
at
and
the
Deepak
moment.
were talking about it.
Yes.
Yeah. But if I don't write it,
it's
I
got
forget.
Copper in it, which is why
Yeah.
that helps to stop it. But it'll pop into my brain within the minute or so. Now, we have something that's a little bit different, and these are water patches. They are smaller than the cell phone one. All water has DNA molecules in it. Anywhere it goes, any plant it touches, any human that it touches, any animal of any kind, fish in the water, we all give off DNA molecules. So what these do is you put these on the back of your faucet or on the top of your shower head. I have one in my water filter system as well. So anywhere you can take this and you put it on, and it helps the water to come out much purer is the only way I can describe it. I gave it to somebody the other day, and I got it after she got home and put it on, and about an hour after that, oh my God, my water tastes so different.
It does taste different. I put it on my filter. So I went to get spring water. I tasted spring water, and then I have a filter that what it does, it filters the water and also alkaline and bring the minerals back to the water. So it's a whole nice process involved in that filter. And then I put the patch and I tasted. I'm like, oh my God, it tastes like that spring water I got from the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, whoa, like I could feel it immediately.
Yeah, and Tesla also has what are called purple plates. I don't know if you've ever heard
No.
of this. Well, I have one that's about the size of this.
Mhm.
I think that's more for dogs, but I use it under my water container, my water filter, so that I have the water patch, I have that, and because it's electrically charged, I have the EMF patch as well, which goes on the back of the whole thing. So the purple plates you can get like regular size for your food plate to put underneath of that, and they change again the frequency of your food so that it's really healthy for you.
Oh wow!
So
Wow.
there's lots of different things out there. I was trying to remember everything to bring into a conversation, you know.
Yeah,
so
no, that's perfect. So the whole point of this conversation is to bring awareness and to let you know that there are solutions. There are expensive solutions, there are inexpensive solutions, right? Like you have the whole spectrum, and depending on what your budget is. You know, I personally will extremely suggest you to get the patches. We can mail it to you. We can find ways to get this to you, okay? And but honestly, start at least with that. This is the most inexpensive way that you can start protecting yourself and protecting your family. We're giving you the information, then now take action, because that's what it's all about. It's like thinking that you want to lose weight and you don't do anything. It's the same thing, right? Like the weight is not gonna get off.
And these are some of the most inexpensive patches on the market, from what I have been told by other people.
Yes, and they work, because you can go to Amazon, and I basically recently did a trip out of province, and this girl and I were testing. We're like kids with new toys, and then she got the EMF tester, and then we're testing. She got some things from Amazon, and we were testing it on her cell phone and then my cell phone. So my cell phone, the radiation, it is exactly under what is safe for us as human beings. And hers, it was way higher. So definitely, because it says that it's an EMF patch or EMF protector or anything like that, it doesn't mean that it works. And we know it has a very good technology in the patches, and the beauty of it is that the person that designed that is from Canada as well. So it is somebody we're supporting, you know, local as well. It's not made in China, by the way. It is completely local, which in Amazon, that's a lot of the stuff that you're gonna get. It is made in China. And then you want to make sure that you get something, and you're also supporting a real person, right? Like honestly, because you know, I feel bad for all these workers in China, because they're working for, you know, to sustain a living. Unfortunately, there's not even sustain a living in this situation. That's slavery. That's a modern slavery. So so if you have any questions, you can find us. I'm going to start putting you know, like contact information where you can connect with me or connect with Leslie, and then we're gonna get this rolling.
And I have one last picture to show you, because people think with what happened in Japan with Fukushima is that it's pretty well non-existent anymore. Well, let me tell you, it's not. This is the radiation level. All that yellow and red is coming all over. In fact, it's all over the world now. But of course, anywhere along the Pacific, and I understand that a lot of the Pacific Ocean is dead now. There's very few any fish and things living in it because of this. So this just gives you a really good idea as to what has happened and what is continuing to happen to our world. You know, the beautiful big blue marble is
it is sad. It is really sad.
Yeah.
So stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook. I will be sharing more information as well on how to get the EMF patches in the comments and in the description for this vlog. And stay tuned. Stay tuned. There's so many more things coming up in different topics for sure. And I'm sure I'm going to have Leslie back talking about ADHD for sure. Why not? And because I think it's what you're talking about, your book, it is very, very unique and special. I don't really think, I don't even know if that will be a taboo, or that is it, or it's under lack of information as well. It's like
It's not
EMF.
taboo anymore because so many children are being diagnosed with it.
But
And of course, when
for
they
relationship, for an adult.
well,
I
no, there's
wonder.
lots of information coming out
okay.
about that now.
That's good.
But the thing is, I look upon it, I mean, I'm just as ADHD as you are.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned to control it more over the
Mhm.
years, but it's a gift. That's how I look upon it.
Yeah.
And it's all your attitude towards it.
Oh,
No,
totally.
it's your gift too.
Yeah, totally. Well, thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more things that are coming up very soon in this channel. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching.